Welcome back to Dry Hollow Homestead. This is Danielle, and we are not on the homestead this week. We actually took a vacation to Chesapeake Bay. So we live in Virginia, and we could go to Virginia Beach, but we prefer to go Bayside. And we camp at the Virginia State Park of Kiptopeke. And we really love this beach because it has this great pier, and my husband is an avid fisherman. And there is also the ships that are sunk out there. They're from a war, I forget. We went to the museum on the history of this place like 8-9 years ago, and it's not in my brain anymore. But my husband really enjoys fishing here, and so does my children. And because it's Bayside, there's not a lot of waves. And our kids can go out really far without being very deep on the beach side. So we love camping here. And I think this was a flounder, my husband said, that was caught there on the pier. But we love Kiptopeke. It's so much of a less crowded beach than if we would go to our nearest beach, which would be Virginia Beach, and it's so industrialized and commercialized. But right down the road from Kiptopeke is Cape Charles, and excuse my really messy window, but there is beautiful scenes there. And then we love camping for the food quite often, and like we just slow down. My husband's obviously off work, and we get to have that. This is the pork that we had marinated in my last video, and we did it over the fire, and it was so good. This happened to be my husband and I's 13th wedding anniversary while we were at the beach, and this was our, what we ate for our dinner. So we're living it up, right? But he was very impressed with himself and the marinade and pork that he did over the fire. If you can't tell, he kept continually asked me to take video, but it was so good. And then we did this, so Tuesday night we made these all the pork up on the fire, and then we could reheat them, dice it up, and put it with our breakfast for the rest of the week, or eat it cold as just lunch. It's delicious, just even cold. It was so good. Definitely a tradition we have kept up for the last few years. It's just that's our splurge for the beach or for our camping trips. And we have a camper. This is our spot there at Kiptopeke, but we do have a camper that has like the propane and the oven. I've never used the oven. We have used the stove only when it's really, really rainy and we can't get outside. But we have a little camp stove that we do outside, and then we try to grill over or fix food over the fire. So this is another day's food. Because I am a foodie, I feel like everything revolves around the good food we ate. Some sourdough bread I made before we left, some homemade butter, bacon. We always bring our Chemex and our kettle so we can have our normal coffee. And I also wanted to show you our eggs. I think I had, my husband opening the eggs. Now there's snacks, cool snacks like Frito-Lay chips, and we also had some store-bought bread in the background too. I mean, there's plenty of balance. We bring our Berkey when we camp. Anytime you're camping, the water at the campsite is awful. So I enjoy being able to actually filter out our water. And here's my children. I'm going to let this, it's a little bit windy, but I thought maybe you would like to hear about their crabbing.
That looks good with the seasoning on it. I know. Don't look at me.
I'm just trying it out.
Is it good, Daisy?
No, that's your second time. Hi, Mommy.
So this is what my family does. They are excited to come out and fish the pier in the evenings, the late evening, and to crab. So I'll let you see what my children, they have caught all the crabs so far. Just our boys. But it's beautiful out here at night.
Cameron, I caught one wedge. All the way, like all the way, all the way. It's a key, what we are. With us, what we are.
Okay, they're pulling in their baskets. Oh no, maybe not. They put chicken legs in their crab baskets and pull them up and get the crabs. Right now they have to be careful. They have eggs, spongies, that's what they're called, the females. So if you get a female and her sac is dark, it means they're too close to hatching. You have to put them back. But if they are orange, they are good to be eaten. So here, you want to show the camera?
No, this is a mom. It's a mom.
Yeah,
It's
she's got an egg
pregnant.
sac. Yep, and she looks like she's getting kind of close, right? You can't keep that one, it's not orange. So they toss that one back in. That's how they set them up. They're good crabbermen. Crabbers?
She is good and she's red and she's cute. That's like you
Orange, yeah. We'll show you when we get one.
This one. Oh, he's spitting water out of his mouth.
I've got brave kids.
He's a boy. It's a boy, Mom. So this one, he's a boy.
Yeah.
It's a girl, but it's not pregnant.
Well, she's got eggs, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're not dark yet.
Yeah.
When they're orange like that, you can keep them. When they turn brown, or dark, you have to let them go.
Ah, those legs.
So that's good.
They poke me.
Have you shown me one of the darker ones?
Yeah, the first one they got wasn't good.
How many have you guys caught so far?
Nobody's gotten pinched yet, but it's just a matter of time. I thought I'd give you a quick tour of our setup at the camping site that we are at. This is outside. They have nice big spots at our state park compared to like some of the private owned. We are fitting 7 people here. So this is the side of the camper that has my and Zach's bed. There's a mini fridge here, some counter space, lots of like dirty dishes. There's 7 people living in here. Cabinet space. There's a microwave in this camper, and this turns into a couch. That little, not a couch, a table. That little bed turns into a table, and then there's 2 bunks, top bunks, and 1 large bed at the bottom. There is no bathroom. This has been converted to fit more people, and they took the bathroom out before we purchased it. So this is actually the fridge that came with the camper. It's like the freezer and fridge that is for a camper, and then we also have the mini fridge, like I showed you. So we make it work. I mean, there's 7 of us in here, and we used this a lot this camping trip because it was so cold, so we were inside quite a bit.